All right, what is going on? It is Nate, and we got another video today. So today's topic, I really like this. So I came up with this idea. I was just driving. I'm pretty sure I was driving. I don't know, but it popped in my head, and I was like, okay, maybe this will help, further my message. Because I know a lot of my videos, if you watch them all, you're probably like, well, these are all similar. Obviously, right? Because I'm not making new stuff up. I'm just trying to get this information out in different views, different angles, different perspectives, so you guys can digest it and apply it, right? So today's video is about, if you don't like the reflection, stop trying to fix the mirror, right? So if you don't like what's in the mirror, right? And right now we'll just use your body, but really I'm talking about money here. But if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, are you getting mad at the mirror? Or are you like, oh, I need to change. Oh, I need to start doing this. Oh, I need to do this, right? Because the mirror is just a reflection of who you are, correct? So changing the mirror isn't your solution. You're not going to get mad and try to rearrange the glass to hopefully get yourself to look better in the mirror, right? You have to change, and then the mirror will will reflect that change, right? So you can agree with me that if you're not happy with your reflection, you have to change, and then your reflection will change. Well, that's how life works. This life is just a reflection. Everything is a reflection. And what people try to do is they try to change the mirror. They try to rearrange the glass and hope that their results change. But that's not how it works. You have to change. You have to become someone new. You have to cause that change, and then your reflection will change. So you have to become this new you, right? If you look in the mirror and you're not happy with it, and you're like, oh, well, maybe tomorrow I'll look different. Oh, well, give it a few weeks. And you don't change anything, your reflection's never going to change. And in my last video, I was talking about this. Everything in our life is a reflection. It's a result. It's past. It's history. It's something that you did before. Like right here, I have this cup of coffee. There's coffee in here because 10 minutes ago, I was like, I think I'm going to make some coffee. So I went and I made coffee, right? So this is the past. This is my past decision now that I'm going to enjoy. But you have to understand that that's how everything works. If you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, you're like, okay, I need to change. I need to start doing this. I need to start doing this. I need to start doing that, right? And so you're like, okay, I got to change. But when you look at your bank account, how come people tend to blame outside sources, right? You don't blame the restaurant for you getting fat. That doesn't even make sense. You control where your fork goes, right? So with your money, with your income, why are we so quick to blame these other things and say, oh, well, this happened, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? No, it's all a reflection of you. Your bank account is a reflection of you. Your results are a reflection of you. Life, the life that we live is a huge mirror. That's all it is. People see you the way you see you. People treat you the way you treat you. People think about you the way you think about you. People see your business the way you see your business. It's just a big mirror. We live, turned off. We live in a mirror. Like straight up, that's the easiest way to explain it. We live in a big mirror. This whole life is just a mirror. But that's the crazy part, is it's a mirror, which means that when you make changes, the reflection changes. Right? It's not stuck. It's not a concrete reality. Right? If I go look in the mirror and I start flexing, the mirror's going to change, right? The reflection in the mirror is going to change. Sorry, not the mirror. The reflection is going to change because I changed. I changed what I was doing. Right? If I put my arms up, the mirror is going to reflect something different. And this goes the same for every area of your life. If you see yourself as someone who's depressed, sad, in poverty, nothing goes their way, guess what's reflected in the mirror? Guess what you see? Guess what you experience? Guess what you feel? Guess what you go through? Guess what opportunities come your way? Ones that match who you are. It's just a big reflection. So if you don't like your reflection, stop blaming the mirror. And I know people don't like to hear this because people don't want to be held accountable for their life. But if you see yourself abundant, happy, healthy, wealthy, all these things, there's no choice but for the mirror to reflect that. if you truly believe this. Is your inner dialogue, is that voice in your head going for or against what you're saying? What you say you believe, what you say you want. Because that inner voice is what controls you. It is. It has absolute control over you. You have to change the inner dialogue if you want to change. But it all starts within you. So you have to realize, you have to come to this realization, like just sit down and be like, okay, I'm here, right? Wherever you are right now, in every way, every area of your life. I'm here because of my results. No, sorry. I'm here because of my thinking. Right? So the way you used to think, which led to your past actions, has led to your current reflection. You look the way you do in the mirror because of the decisions you've made the last few weeks, the last few months, the last few years, whatever it is. That's the way you look right now because of the way you used to think, the way you used to act. And now it's determining the way you feel if you look in the mirror, and that is what you accept as true. Right? So you have to understand that if this is a reflection, you have the ability to change that. You can do anything you want. You can create any reflection you want, but you have to change inside in order for the reflection to change. If you want to look better in the mirror, you don't change the mirror. You change your diet, you change your habits, you change your cardio, your lifting, you change all those things, right? Your money's the same way, your income's the same way, your relationships are the same way. If you want to change all of those reflections, you have to change how you see those things, how you feel about those things, how you act toward those things, and the reflection absolutely has to change. The mirror has to make adjustments to the new you, and you will see a new you in the mirror. And so I was reading this book, Neville Goddard, Power of Awareness. It's a very, very good book. He's a very, I guess I would say, like, unique idea on life. He has kind of a different perspective than a lot of people. At the time, they probably thought he was absolutely crazy. Now that there's more research on everything, people probably kind of believe it. But I was reading it yesterday, and I don't know exactly. I think I was on chapter 2. But here, right here. Magnetism is not generated, right? So he's talking about a magnet and how you don't change the magnet, but you change what's around it, right? And then it magnetizes that. And so it says magnetism is not generated, it is displayed. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created, they are only manifested by the arrangement of your mind. That is, by your concept of yourself. Right? The basic nature of the primal cause is consciousness. Therefore, the ultimate substance of all things is consciousness. So what is consciousness, right? That is this. That is who you are. Consciousness is your spirit. Consciousness is, when you die, that is what's alive. It's your consciousness. And that is what allows you to form into anything, right? That is the God within you. That is the spirit within you that you can form into anything that you want, right? And so let me go somewhere else. He says, right here, the world moves with motiveless necessity. By this is meant that it has no motive of its own, but it is under the necessity of manifesting your concept, the arrangement of your mind, and your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to be true. The rich man, poor man, beggar man, or thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind, in the same sense that a piece of steel, when magnetized, differs not in substance from its demagnetized state, but in the arrangement and the order of its molecules, right? So what this means is we all have the same mind. We all have the same abilities. We all are the same person. We all have the same spirit, but based on our I ams, based on our consciousness, we rearrange that, and then that determines the life we live, right? The poor man, the rich man, the healthy man, the sick man, we all have the same consciousness, but we have different arrangements of it based on the way we think and feel about ourselves. So what I want you to really understand by this is you are in control. You are a creator. We were created in God's image. We were given creative faculties. You are meant to use them to create, right? Another book by Napoleon Hill. I don't have the physical book. I'm listening to the book, but it's called Outwitting the Devil. And it really talks about how the devil is not some slimy creature that's just burning in fire under the earth. That's not like, he is in your mind. He is the one that is telling you, oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, just eat more food. You'll be fine. Oh, you don't need to work out today. You don't need to post that video. You don't need to get up early. You don't need to do this. He's the one that is in control of you if you are not consciously planting seeds. His biggest, sorry, I'm about to go on a tangent. His biggest play, right? The place where he can really take control, where the devil can really have control over you, is when you're drifting. So what is drifting? Drifting is when you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, you don't have goals, and you're just floating through life hoping for the best. Because guess what? Your mind is wide open because you look and you react. So what does he do? He puts these negative things in your mind and he captures you like that. He has control over you. He makes you sick, he makes you depressed, he makes you sad, he makes you broke, right? Poverty, that's his best thing. If you're in poverty, you're in fear, you're in worry, you're screwed. You're not going to have any creative abilities, right? So you have to understand that you are in control of your thinking and you have the ability to accept or reject thoughts. So if you're getting these negative thoughts in your head, that is the devil. That is the negativity, right? The law of gender. There has to be positive and negative. There's God and there's the devil, right? There's both sides. God is for growth and for expansion. God, look at the plants, look at the bushes, look at everything around you. Everything wants to grow. Everything wants to get bigger. Everything wants to have more, do more, be more, become more. And so do you. Because guess what? That is the God, the spirit within you that is wanting to expand and express itself. And then there's the devil over here who wants you to disintegrate. He wants you to stay stuck. He wants you to feel poor. He wants you to be depressed. He wants you to blame outside circumstances. Because guess what? When you blame outside circumstances, you have zero control over your life. Zero. He has absolute control. The devil has control of your life if you live by your circumstances. Because you're not using the creative power, and the creative power is the God within you. So think about it. If you aren't using your creative faculties, your will, imagination, reason, intuition, memory, and perception, right? If you're not using all of those for your benefit, sorry. I thought I turned on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why. I guess I didn't. Anyways. So he has control over you. If you don't know where you're going, if you're not moving in that direction, and you don't use your creative faculties, right? That's like, the best way I could say it is if you're out in nature and someone gives you like a knife, right? And then these animals come after you, but you just throw the knife behind you and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get eaten, right? So you're just saying, oh, well, I surrender, right? This is gonna happen to me. And you're not using your creative faculties. You're not using your source of supply. You're not using that weapon for the good. You're just surrendering and saying, yep, I'm screwed. I was born this way. Some God in the sky is just praying on me to be poor. Do you really think that's how it is? Do you really think the God that created this whole entire earth, the God that created the animals, the bushes, the trees, the beaches, the most beautiful things you've ever seen that continue to grow and get bigger, and the population that continues to grow, everything just grows, and you think there's a God on the sky sitting down saying, you're going to be poor, you're going to be rich, you're going to be poor? No, we were given choice. We were given the ability to choose. We were given freedom. We were given freedom. We can choose to do anything, good or bad. You could go out and you could ruin 1,000 people's lives, or you can go out and you could save 1,000 people's lives. Back to back. You could do one and then go ahead and on and do the other one 5 minutes later. That's how much free will we have. You could get on a plane right now and you could fly across the world just because you want to. No end goal. Just fly. And then fly right back if you want to, right? You have free will. And so that's what people don't understand is they think that they're just, oh my gosh, well, this happened and this happened. That is a reflection of your beliefs, right? So let me just tell you one thing I had. I used to always think that when I went out of town, when I would travel, that I would never do very well in trading, right? I was like, every time I go out of town, and then I was like, wait, I'm telling this to myself, and therefore I'm going to live up to that because that is my level of consciousness. So I destroyed that. I burned that. I said, I earn more than ever. I earn more when I'm on vacation. Right? Because I can work from anywhere, so it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation. But I had this mental, this voice in my head that would tell me that. And I was like, you know what? I have control over this voice. So I said, I earn more than ever when I'm on vacation. I'm at my best when I travel the world because you have the ability to alter anything you want. Because your life is a reflection, it's a mirror, right? If you look in the mirror and you're depressed, it's going to be depressed at you. If you look in the mirror and you smile, it's going to smile at you. If you look in the mirror and you see health, wealth, happiness, abundance, prosperity, opportunities, that's what's going to reflect on you. But if you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just, this just sucks, my life sucks, and you're just full of negativity, those are the people that are like, I don't know why my life always sucks. I got a clue for you. It's a reflection, right? So you really have to dig deep down because I'm doing this, right? I'm studying all this. I'm raising my awareness to all these, and I'm finding these little tiny things that you wouldn't even know are your old paradigm or your old habits that are holding you back, right? So this trainer at the gym, super cool guy, and he came up to me and he's like, how's legs going, right? Because he knows I hate hitting legs. And he was like, how are legs going? Like, how have you been hitting them? And I was like, you know the answer to that, dude, right? And then he was like, oh, well, why don't you like them? And I was like, I just don't like them, right? And then it hit me right there. I was like, wait, I have the power to decide that I like them now, and then therefore in the future I will begin to like them. But there's that little gap where you're gonna have to do it when you don't want to do it, but then eventually it will be who you are, right? Another example, I used to hate doing cardio. I used to literally just walking on the incline treadmill. I would always procrastinate it. And then I started doing it, and after a month of doing it, I don't even think about it. I don't even notice it. I just go and do it, and then I'm gone. That's it. Right? So you have to realize that you can create this version of you. All of these thoughts, these limits that you put on yourself, you put on yourself. You build this box. So here's your mind, right? Or here's you right here. This is what you do to yourself. You put these boxes around you. This is how much I can make. Because I didn't go to school and I only did this and I'm not that smart, and what if this happens and what if that happens? Guess what? You're just building that box and you're caving it in on you. You're double siding that wall, making it thicker and thicker and thicker. But at any moment in time, you can say, I'm breaking down these walls. I'm free. I earn millions. I travel the world and I get paid while I do it. I have the Lamborghini. You can change into anything you want. It's like a big video game. Like literally, it's real life GTA. You could turn into anything you want. You can create any life you want to create. You can live any life you want to live. You can have anything you want to have. But you have to become it before you have it. And that's where the devil steps in. That's where he takes over. He's like, hey, whoa, you can't do that. Look at this. You can't earn $1 million. Look at your bank account. You can't earn $1 million. You didn't go to school, right? That's that little voice in your head. It's that negativity, right? Remember, law of gender, positive and negative. There's the expansion. There's God and, God, your spirit, expansion, expression. And there's the devil with negativity, and he wants you to stay stuck. He wants you to lack. He wants you to be in poverty because that's when you're vulnerable. When you don't have money, you're vulnerable. You'll do anything, right? You are just surrendered because you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't even do it, right? You are just hands up. You're like, oh my gosh, like this is my life. There's nothing I can do about it. That's where he wants you. But guess what? What if I told you you put yourself there? You don't like to hear that. Some people, yeah. Some people maybe you're raised into it. But let me tell you, in 6 months, after watching this video, you have no excuse. I'm making you aware that you can change your situation regardless of the situation. Because your situation is a reflection of who you are inside. If you become someone new inside, you will outgrow your situation. Think of it like this. If you plant a tree inside, let's say this actually. This is just a huge bucket, right? And we're filling it with water. There's just water running in here, right? And the water, you keep filling up the water. You keep filling up the water. And this water is you becoming someone new. You becoming someone greater. Someone who makes millions. Someone who travels the world. Someone who does whatever. If you keep filling this up, right? Eventually, the walls are going to give out. Bam, bam. And now you have water everywhere, right? You have to outgrow your situation the same way anything else in life was, right? If I had a tube of water hooked up in here and I was pumping water super high pressured, eventually it would blow the top off and it would go everywhere, right? Because it outgrew its situation. And you can outgrow any situation by becoming more than who you already are. Right? So think of it like lifting. If you're lifting weights, you have to push past your limits because that's what creates the tears in your muscle, and then that is what is filled with new muscle, right? It is regenerated in a larger form. You create a vacuum is what you're doing. This is what everything is in life. You create vacuums. When you eat more, you're expanding your stomach and the fat grows in there, right? You are creating a vacuum. And by vacuum, I mean that you're creating a gap and it must get filled. It has to fill. Whether it's good or bad, the gap has to get filled. So if you are here physically, right? Say your bank account's $5,000, but you become a millionaire in your mind, this gap has to get filled. It can't stay there. But through this time period, you're going to get tested. There's going to be times where you doubt, you fear, you worry. The devil's going to try to get you. And right when you're about to make it, you're going to get snapped so hard. Whatever, I don't know. I don't want to cast anything on you. I don't want to say anything's going to happen to you. But what I'm going to say is when I was about to hit my peak, I got hit with sickness. I got hit with all these problems, with fear, with worry, and it wiped me down, right? Because I wasn't aware of what was going on. I fell victim to circumstance, and it dragged me into the mud. That's why I can tell this story with absolute faith that you have control, because I put myself there. Where I was 2 months ago, I put myself. No one put me there. Circumstances didn't put me there. I put me there. And I got myself out of it. By changing who I am inside, I change the mirror. So I don't even honestly know if I'm going to keep this up here. I didn't even write anything, but that's what it comes down to. Life is a mirror. So if you don't like what you see, I got bad news. There's no one to blame. Not a single person can you blame. Because you create that reflection. Let me tell you another secret. If you start to see yourself as good looking, regardless of the way you look, if you start to see it and you believe it and you feel it as true, I guarantee you other people will start to think that about you. I guarantee it. If you start to see yourself as fit, as athletic, as ripped, whatever, I guarantee you people will start to see that. People will start to notice it. People will start to say it to you. Because that's the way they see you. If you start to see yourself as rich, abundant, and successful, that's how people will see you, because that's the way you see you, right? Your reflection. It's not only what you see. You're not only changing what you see in the mirror, you're changing what everyone else sees in you, in who you are, in the way you act, and the results you get. I mean, things can happen like overnight. Like you just change the way you think for a day, and the next day, some people tell yourself, I'm magnetic. People just come up to me nonstop, right? People love talking to me. Right? Have that belief, have that feeling, imagine it, and I guarantee you, a couple days it'll happen. People will start coming up to you, talking to you. You'll just be like a magnetic energy, and people will literally do anything to come talk to you. And you'll be like, why are so many people even talking to me? This is weird. Like straight up, it's happened to me. So, I mean, that's what it is. Your life is a reflection. There's no one to blame but you. If you're not happy with your reflection, you have to change inside. And your inside changing will change the reflection. Right? And I know you're going to be like, oh, well, this happened or this happened. I don't care. I mean that in the best way possible, man to man. I'm assuming it's dudes watching this. I don't care. Because every single situation you go through is a reflection of the way you see you, the way you see the world, the way you see poverty, the way you see money, the way you see relationships. It's all a reflection of you. So if your life's going bad, something's going on inside. And this is your wake-up call, that no one's coming to save you. No one's here to help you. Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, people are here to help you, but no one can save you but you. I can make every video in the world. I can go over every program in the world. I can teach you every single piece of knowledge that you ever need to know to change your life. I can't change you. I can't make you change. I can't control what goes on in your mind. But I can provide you with the resources so you can make the change in the most efficient way possible. So that's all for this video. I know it kind of just went on a tangent, but it's the truth of the matter, guys. Life is a reflection of you. If you want to change you. If you want the reflection to change, if you want your bank account to change, you can change it very quickly. You can make a lot of money very fast. It's 2025. You can make money doing anything. Literally doing anything. I mean, think about it. Like everything around you, someone made money from. Someone's making money off you right now. Someone's making money off me. Someone sold me this computer. Someone sold me the Wi-Fi that I'm using on this computer. I'm paying for this electricity that plugs in my computer so I can charge it, right? Someone made money off of this coffee I'm drinking and the cup that I'm drinking the coffee out of. Someone made money off of this pen that I'm using to write on the iPad that I bought on the program that I bought on the iPad. Like, someone made money off this pen. Someone made money off this journal. Like, money's everywhere. Money's not the problem. Ideas are the problem. But you can create the idea because you create this vacuum of being a millionaire before you have the money. And by filling that gap, guess what you get? Ideas. Now you have to take action on them. You're not going to get $1 million check in the mail just because. But that gap, creating this gap, is what it creates a vacuum, and your mind has to show you the way. It has to. Because you've outgrown, and so now it's going to give you the path to get there. But you have to listen to it. You have to use your creative faculties. You have to take risks. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to do new things. If you keep doing the same thing every single day, you're going to get the same results every day. Pretty simple. So, that's all for today, and I will catch you guys in the next video.